Mm. Okay. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show. Welcome, and it's an honor to have each one of you all here. And and I hope you all had a great week. And okay, and today I'm going to read Jerry's poem. There's a theme poem for the Poetry Club, and it's called "Money Has Spoiled." Okay, money has spoiled everything but poetry. We all need truth. The value of our words is worth more than our money. We can't let our freedom of speech and personal feelings be destroyed and distorted by the influence of profit. The truth must be told about our past in order to use these truths to help guide the future of mankind on this earth. The end. And that was Gary A. Snyder. Money has spoiled. Okay. And since tomorrow's Father's Day, here's a good poem of his. I love this poem. It is called "You Know, Mom," but he was talking to his mom and dad too. So I'm gonna play that for today for Father's Day.
Or you know, Mom, something like that. Okay. You know, Mom, I love you. Now I'm going to be ornery and cry. Mom, I'm going to love you till the day I die. Mom, I'm going to be there with tears in my eyes the day you die. Now, Dad, you're the greatest thing to me. For all my life, you've been dear to me. I'll remember fishing and fun and all the things you did for me, and I'll give you a grandson that will say the same thing to me. End of poem.
Okay, and that was Gary. Okay, okay, reading "You Know, Mom." Okay, let me get the comments first. Hello, Robbie. It is an honor to have you here. Welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show. Okay, and then Robbie said I was working today, but it was a short and early shift, so I was still able to make it. I'm glad you made it today, Robbie. It is an honor to have you here. Okay, and and Facebook user said thanks. Let is going. Okay, I can find out real quick. I have to go on Facebook. Let me go on here real quick and find out who it is. Okay, okay. Mm, okay. Mm, well, okay. Well, okay. It's gonna take too long, and is a Facebook user? Okay. Facebook user said it's my first time here. Okay. Welcome, Facebook user. Um, Is okay. Welcome to the Poetry Club Facebook Live, and it's an honor to have you here. And I hope you keep coming back. Okay, thank you. Okay, okay. And if I go on here, then I'll get take off that the spot I was on Laura Lee. Okay, let me go ahead and find out. I'm hoping it don't. Okay, Facebook. Um, okay. I want to make sure I recognize everyone that comes on here. Okay. Okay. Is okay. Maya Kaduya. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Um. Okay. She said it's her first time here. Okay. And then said love poetry so much. Okay. Okay. I'm glad you love poetry. Okay. And thank you very much for being here. It is an honor to have you here. Okay. And and after this show, let me get the okay. After this show, um, I will be working with with the Creative Magazine, Plots Creative Magazine, having a Father's Day special. That's 8 o'clock. That is 3 hours from now. So we still have plenty of time for poetry and having potpourri and everything. And today I'm going to do read from the complete works of William Shakespeare, and this is a volume one. There's two volumes to this, and I don't know when this was. I couldn't find any copyright on it. It just said book club edition. So I'm going to read his first play on here, Titus Andronicus. Okay. Okay. And this is introduction of it before I start. And it says it's written about 1588 through 1590. Okay. The great majority of English critics e- either reject this play altogether upon the ground that in style and subject it is unlike any other work of Shakespeare, or accept as true the tradition of Ravenscroft, who authored the play in 1687, that it was not his Shakespeare's, but that he only gave some master touches to one or two of the principal parts or characters. Says one critic, Shakespeare's tragedy is never bloodily sensual. This play is a perfect slaughterhouse, and the blood makes appeal to all the senses. It reeks blood, it smells of blood. We almost feel that we have handled blood. It is so gross. Besides the tradition of Ravensworth, Ravenscraft, the external evidence with reference to the authorship of Titus is the following. 1. It is mentioned by Nearest in 1598 among other undoubted plays of Shakespeare. 2. It is printed in the first folio, a play called Titus and Vespasian was acted in 1592, and though itself lost, a translation into German, acted early in the 17th century by English comedians in Germany, remains in existence. It is not the play attributed to Shakespeare. Henslow, Henslow also mentions a Titus and Andronicus as a new play acted January the 23rd, 1594. It is doubtful whether this was a Shakespearean play. If it be, and it was then written, the tragedy is certainly not by Shakespeare. It is impossible to believe that in 1594, when Shakespeare had written his Venus and Adonis and his Lucrece, he could have dealt so coarsely with details of outrage and unnatural cruelty as does the author of this tragedy, Ben Jonson, in the introduction to Bartholomew Fair, 1614, speaks of Titus Andronicus with Geronimo as belonging to 25 or 30 years previously. This would carry back the date of this play if it be of this Titus Andronicus that Johnson speaks to 1589 or earlier, that it was a play of that period and it was retouched by Shakespeare, opinion, their support internal evidence, and by the white weight of critical authority. The importance of the tragedy lies in the fact that if Shakespeare wrote it, we find him as a young man carried away by the influence of a storm and stretched movement similar to that which urged Schiller to write his Roberts. Titus Andronicus belongs essentially to the pre-Shakespearean group of bloody tragedies, of which Kyle's Spanish tragedy is the most conspicuous example. If it is of Shakespearean authorship, maybe representing the years of crude and violent youth before he had found his true self. His second tragedy, Romeo and Juliet, as representing the years of transition, and Hamlet, the period of maturity and adult power. Okay. Okay. The dramatis personae. Okay. Saturninus is son to the late Emperor of Rome, and afterwards declared Emperor. Bassianus, brother to Saturnus, in love with Lavinia. Titus Andronicus, a noble Roman German against the Goths. Marcus Andronicus, tribune of the people, and brother to Titus. Lucius Quietus, Martius Motrius, sons to Titus Andronicus. Young Lucius, a boy, son to Lucius. Publius, son to Marcus the tribune. Sym- Symphonius Caius Valentine, kinsman to Titus. Emilius, a noble Roman. Alabius, okay, let me see. Okay, I can see better this way. Demetrius, Crone is sons to Tamora. Aaron, a Moor, beloved by Tamora, a captain, tribune, messenger, and clown. Romans, Goths, and Romans. Tamora is queen of the Goths. Lavinia is a daughter of Titus Andronicus, a nurse. Senators, tribunes, officers, soldiers, and attendants. Scene is Rome and the country near it. Okay. Now starting Act 1. Okay. Okay, excuse me, you all. Okay. The tomb of the end. Okay. Act 1, Scene 1, Rome before the Capitol. The tomb of the Andronici appearing. The tribunes and senators aloof. Enter below from one side Saturnius and his followers, and from the other side Pausanias and his followers, with drum and colors. And Saturnus, noble patricians, patrons of my right. Okay. Hello, Kim. Welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show, and it's an honor to have you here. Love you too, Kim. Okay, and I apologize if I don't pronounce these words right, and I tried and I'm doing my best because some of these words are hide are hard to pronounce. I just couldn't get to all the words in the to look it up. I just didn't have time, and I tried. Okay, 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 okay. Saturnius speaking. Okay. Noble patricians, patrons of my right, defend the justice of my cause with arms, and countrymen, my loving followers, plead my successive title with your swords. I am his firstborn son, that was the last that wore the imperial diadem of Rome. Then let my father's honors live in me, nor wrong mine age with this indignity. And Dacinus says, okay, Romans, friends, followers, favors of my right, if ever Bassinius, Caesar's son, were gracious in the eyes of royal Rome, keep then this passage to the Capitol, and suffer not dishonor to approach the imperial seat, to virtue consecrate, to justice, continence, and nobility, but let desert and pure election shine, and Romans fight for freedom in your choice. Entered Marcus Andronicus, aloof loft with the crown. Okay. Um, Marcus. Princes that strive by factions and by friends, and ambitiously for rule and infamy, know that this people of Rome, for whom we stand, a spatial party, have by common voice an election for the Roman Empire, chosen Andronicus, surnamed Pius, for many good and great deserts to Rome, a nobler man, a braver warrior, lives not this day within the city walls. He by the Senate is decided home from weary wars against the barbarous Goths, that with his sons a terror to our foes, hath yoked a nation strong, trained up in arms. 10 years are spent since first he undertook this cause of Rome, and chastised with arms other our enemies' pride. 5 times he hath returned, bleeding to Rome, hearing his valiant sons in coffins from the field, and now at last, laden with honored spoils, returns the good Andronicus to Rome, renowned Titus, flourishing in arms. Let us entreat by honor of his name, whom worthlessly you would have now succeed, and in the Capitol and Senate's right, whom you pretend to honor and adore, that you withdraw you and abate your strength, dismiss your followers, and as suitors should, plead your deserts in peace and humbleness. Um, Saturnus said, how fair the tribune speaks to calm my thoughts. Bassinus, Marcus Andronicus, so I do at thee in thy uprightness, integrity, and so I love and honor thee and thine. Thy noble brother Titus and his sons, 50 and her to whom my thoughts are humbled all. Gracious Lavinia, Rome's rich ornament, then I will here dismiss my loving friends, and in my fortunes in the people's favor, commit my cause and balance to be weighed. It exit the followers of Bassinus. Okay. Saturninus, friends that have been thus forward in my right, I thank you all and have in here dismissed you all, and to the love and favor of my country commit myself, my person, and the cause. Exeunt the followers of Saturnus. Rome, Be as just and gracious unto me as I am confident and kind to thee. Open the gates and let me in. Vassius, tribunes, and me, a poor competitor. Flourish, Saturninus, and Dassinus go up into capital. Enter a captain. Captain. Romans, make way. The good Andronicus, patron of virtue, Romans' best champion, successful in the battles that he fights, with honor and with fortune is returned from where he circumscribed with his sword, and brought to yoke the enemies of Rome. Dr- Drums and trumpets sounded. Enter Martius and Mutius. After them, two men bearing a coffin covered with black. Then Lucius and Quintus. After them, Titus and Andronicus. And then Tamora with Alaris, Demetrius, Chrome, Aaron, and other Goths, prisoners, soldiers, and people following. The barriers set down the coffin, and Titus speaks. Titus says, Hail, Rome, victorious in thy mourning weeds, lo, as a bark that hath discharged her brought, returned with precious lading to the bay, from whence at first she weighed her anchorage. Cometh Andronicus, bound with laurel bows, to resolute in his country with his tears, tears of true joy for his return to Rome. Thou great defender of this capital, stand gracious to the rites that we attend. Romans of 25 valiant sons, half of the number that King Priam had. Behold, the poor remains, alive and dead. These that arrive, let Rome reward with love. These that I bring unto their latest home, with burial among their ancestors. Here Goths have given me leave to sheathe my sword. Titus, unkind and careless of thine own, why sufferest from thy sons unhurried yet to hover on the dreadful shore of Styx? Make way to lay them by their brethren. The tomb is open. Okay, okay, need to stop for a minute and got some, okay, and, oh wait, hit the wrong button. Okay, okay, hello, Doreen. Welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show. It is an honor to have you here. Okay. Hello, Soul Angel. Welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show. It is an honor to have you here. Yes, all is well, and I hope all is well with you too. Okay. And Soul Angel said, I'm not home, but I'm able to log on my phone. Thank you, Soul Angel. I'm glad you're able to make it. Okay. 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 They're greet in silence as the dead are wont, and sleep in peace, slain in your country's wars. O sacred receptacle of my joys, sweet cell of virtue and nobility, how many sons of mine hast thou in store that thou wilt never render to me more? Luscrius, give us a proudest prisoner of the Goths, that we may hew his limbs, and on a pile at names Stratum sacrifice his flesh before this earthly prison of their bones. Okay. Okay. And okay. Hello. Okay, we have another. Okay. Oh wait. Okay. Oh, first we got another comment before that. Okay. Okay. So Angel said, hi, sweetie. Thank you. Okay, you are very welcome. Okay. And Max Winnett said, Hi, Noreen. Hello, Max Winnett. Welcome to the poetry show. The poetry club. Um, the poetry club Saturday night show. It is an honor to have you here. Okay, and welcome everyone. The one that should come in here. I'm reading from the complete works of Shakespeare, Volume One. And the first play I'm reading is Titus Andronicus, and I'm hoping I'm reading it all right, and I'm trying my best to pronounce the words right. Okay. I'm trying. This is very hard to read. I didn't realize it till me started reading, till I was looking at it. Okay. And Max Lynette said, "Thank you, my dear. You're very welcome, Max Lynette." Okay. Okay. That so the shadows be not unappeased, nor we disturbed with prodigies on earth. Lucretius says, "I give him you, the noblest that survives, the old eldest son of this distressed queen." And Tania said, "Stay, Roman brethren, gracious conqueror, victorious Titus, rue the tears I shed, a mother's tears in passion for her son. And if thy sons were ever dear to thee, oh, think my son to be as dear to me. Subsidious, not that we are brought to Rome to beautify the triumphs and return, captive to thee and to thy Roman yoke. But must my sons be slaughtered in the streets for valiant doings in their country's cause? Oh, if to fight for king and commonweal were piety in thine, it is in thee. Andronicus, stain not thy tomb with blood. Wilt thou draw near the nature of the gods? Draw near them then, and being merciful. Sweet mercy is nobility's true badge. Thrice noble Titus, spare my firstborn son." And Titus said, "Patient yourself, madame, and pardon me. These are their brethren, whom you, Goths, behold, alive and dead, and for their brethren slain religiously, they ask a sacrifice. To this your son is marked, and die he must, to appease their groaning shadows that are gone." And Lucius said, "Away with him, and make a fire straight, and with our swords upon a pile of wood, let's hew his limbs till they be clean consumed." It Lucius Quintus Marius with without Alibers. Tanya said, "Oh, cruel, our religious piety." And okay. Was ever Scipia half so barbarous? And Dem- Demicus said, "Oppose not Scythia to ambitious Rome. Alarbus goes to rest, and we survive, to tremble under Titus' threatening looks. Then Madame, stand resolved, but hope withal the self same gods that armed the Queen of Troy with opportunity of sharp revenge upon the Thracian tyrant in his tent, may favor Tamora, the queen of Goths, when Goths were gods and Tamora was queen, to quit the bloody wrongs upon her foes." Okay. Re-enter Lucius, Quintus, Martius, and Mutius with their swords bloody. Lucius, "See, Lord and Father, how we have performed our Roman rites. Alarbus' limbs are lopped, and entrails be the sacrificing fire, whose smoke, like incense, doth perfume the sky, remaineth not, but to enter our brethren, and with loud terms welcomed them to Rome. And Titus said, let it be so, and let Andronicus make this his latest farewell to their souls. Trumpets sounded, and the coffin laid in the tomb. And peace and honor rest you here, my sons. Rome's readiest champions, repose you here in rest. Secure from worldly chances and mishaps. Here lurks no treason, here no envy swells, here grow no damned grudges, here are no storms, no noise, but silence and eternal sleep, and peace and honor rest you here, my sons. Enter Lavinia. Lavinia says, and peace and honor live, Lord Titus long. My noble Lord and Father, live in fame. Lo, at this tomb my tributary tears I render for my brethren's obsequies, and at the feet I kneel with tears of joy shed on the earth for thy return to Rome. O bless me here with thy victorious hand, whose fortunes Rome's best citizens applaud. Titus, kind Rome, that hast thus lovingly reserved the cordial of mine age to glad my heart. Lavinia, live, outlive thy father's days, and fame's eternal date for virtue's praise. Okay, I'm hoping I'm reading it all right and you all can hear me clearly. Okay, and if I do pronounce anything wrong, and I apologize, and I hope I can do Shakespeare justice. It's not easy to read. Okay, enter below Marcus, Andronicus, and tribunes. Re-enter Saturnius and Dacianus. Marcus says, long live Lord Titus, my beloved brother, gracious triumphus in the eyes of Rome. And Titus says, thanks, gentle tribune, noble brother Marcus. And Marcus says, and welcome, nephews, from successful wars. You that survive, and you that sleep in fame, fair lords, your fortunes are alike in all, that in your country's services drew your swords. The safer triumph is this funeral pomp that hath aspired to Solon's happiness, and triumphs over chance in honored bed. Titus Andronicus, the people of Rome, whose friend is justice and justice thou hast ever been, send thee by me, their tribune and their trust, this parliament of white and spotless hue, and name thee an election for the empire. With these, our late deceased imperial sons, be candidates then, and put it on, and help to set a head on headless Rome. Titus, it said, a better head her glorious body fits than his that shakes for age and feebleness. What should I don this robe and trouble you? Be chosen with proclamations today, tomorrow yield up rule, resign my life, and set abroad new business for you all. Rome, I have been thy soldier 40 years, and led my country's strength successfully, and turned and buried 120 valiant sons, knighted in field, slain manfully in arms and right and service of their noble country. Give me a staff of honor for mine age, but not a scepter to control the world. Upright he held it, lords that held it last. Marcus says, Titus, thou shalt obtain and ask the imperi. And Saturnus says, proud and ambitious tribune, can't thou tell? Titus, patient, Prince Saturnius. And Saturninus says, Romans, do me right. Patricians, draw your swords and sheathe them not, till Saturnus be Romans inferior. And Andronicus says, Andronicus, would thou work ship to hell rather than rob me of the people's hearts? Lucius says, proud Saturnin, interpreter of the good, that noble-minded Titus means it to thee. And Titus says, content thee, prince, I will restore to thee the people's hearts and wear them from themselves. And Dacius says, Andronicus, I do not flatter thee, but honor thee, and will do till I die. My faction if thou strengthen with thy friends, I will most thankful be, and thanks to men of noble minds is honorable meed. And Titus says, people of Rome and people tribunes here, I ask your voices and your suffrage. Will you bestow them friendly or Andronicus? Tribunes, to gratify the good Andronicus and congratulate his safe return to Rome. The people will accept whom he admits. Titus says, Tribunes, I thank you, and this suit I make, that you create your inferior's eldest son, Lord Saturnine, whose virtues will, I hope, reflect on Rome as Titans raise on earth, and ripen justice in this commonweal. Then, if you will elect by my advice, crown him and say, Long live our inferior. And Marcus says, with voices and applause of every sort, patricians and plebeians, we create Lord Saturnus Rome's great inferior, and say, Long live our inferior Saturnine, a long flourish till they come down. And Saturnus said, Titus Andronicus, for thy favors done to us in our election this day, I give thee thanks in part of thy deserts, and will with deeds requite thy gentleness, and for an onset, Titus, to advance thy name and honorable family. Lavina will I make my empress, Rome's royal mistress, mistress of my heart, and in the sacred Paphian, her espouse. Tell me, Andronicus, doth this motion please thee? Titus said, It doth, my worthy lord, and in this match I hold me highly honored of your grace, and here in sight of Rome to Saturnine, king and commander of our common weal, the wide world's inferior, do I consecrate my sword, my chariot, and my prisoners, presents well worthy Rome's imperial lord. Receive them then, the tribute bind I owe, that I owe, mine honors in signs humbled at thy feet. And Sadinus says, Thanks, noble Titus, father of my life. How proud I am of thee and of thy gifts. Rome shall record. And when I do forget the least of these unspeakable deserts, Romans, forget your fealty to me. And Titus, speaking to Tamora, says, Now, madam, are you prisoner to an inferior? To him that, for your honor and your state, will use your nobility and your followers? And Saturnus says, A goodly lady, trust me, of the hue that I would choose, were I to choose anew. Clear up, fair queen, that cloudy countenance. Though chance of war hath wrought this change of cheer, thou comest not to be made a scorn in Rome. Princely shall be thy usage every way. Rest on my sword, rest on my word, and let not discontent. Okay. Okay. Um, we got a comment here. Okay. Okay. Elizabeth. Okay. Elizabeth Esquera Castillo said, "Hi, dear Noreen. Hello, Elizabeth, and welcome to this the Poetry Club Saturday night show. It is an honor to have you here. Thank you." Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Let me get some drink. Okay. 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 Um, okay. Those chances of war hath wrought this change of, of cheer. Thou comest not to be made a scorn in Rome. Princely shall be thy usage every way. Rest on my word, and let not discontent daunt all your hopes. But dim he comforts you, can make you greater than the Queen of Goths. Lavinia, you are not displeased with this. Lavinia said, "Not I, my lord," with true nobility, warrants these words in princely courtesy. And Sabinus says, "Thanks, sweet Lavinia. Romans, let us go. Ransomless, here we sit, our prisoners free, proclaim our honors, lords with trump and drum. Flourish, Saturnius course Camorra in dumb show." And Basinus says, "Lord Titus, by your leave, this maid is mine." Seizing Lavinia, Titus says, "How, sir, I are you in how, sir, are you in earnest then, my lord?" And Basinus says, "A noble Titus, and resolved with those to do myself this reason and his this right." And Marcius says, "Some cute is our Roman justice. This prince is injustice seizes but his own." Lucius says, "And that he will and shall if Lucius live." And Titus says, "Traitors avaunt! Where is the Imperior's guard? Treason, my lord." Lavinia is surprised. Sabinus says, "Surprised? By whom?" Basinus says, "By him that justly may bear his betrothed from all the world away." Exude says Basinus and Marcus with Lavinia. And Mutius says, "Brothers, help to convey her hence away, and with my sword I'll keep this door safe." Exude Lucius, Quintius, and Martius. And Titus says, "Follow, my lord, and I'll soon bring her back." Mutus says, "My lord, you pass not here." And Titus says, "What, villain boy, bearest me my way in Rome?" Stabbing Mutius. Mutus, "Help, Lucius, help!" Dies during the fray. Saturnus, Canora, Vestigius, Crone, and Aaron go out and re-enter above. Re-enter Lucius. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna okay, I'm gonna stop right there and finish it and read more of it next Saturday because I will. This is what I'm going to be reading till I through with this. There's two volumes, two complete works of William Shakespeare. This book right here, and all of his work is in there. Okay. And I was just reading from his from the first play in here. It's called Titus Andronicus. Okay, and that was written about 1588 through 1590. Uh-oh. Okay, and this is the first volume. Okay, okay. Um, okay. Okay, and now I'm gonna read. Oh well, we have somebody else too. Um, welcome, Chant. Uh, welcome, Chant. Rapple, Rapple. Welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show, and it's an honor to have you here. Thank you. Okay, now let me find. Oh, here it is. I didn't lose the place. Good. Okay. I'm going to be reading from Ara Lee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. The book three. We already started this book three. We okay. Now I was on page 103 at the bottom one page 103, and okay. Okay. She knit her restless forehead. Then, despite Ara, that was the most radiant morning name. You're dull as any London afternoon. I wanted time and gained it. Wanted you and gained you. You will come and see the girl in whose most prodigal eyes the lineal pearl and pride of all your lofty race of lays is this destined to solution, authorized by sight and knowledge. Then you'll speak your mind and prove to Romney in your brilliant way he'll wrong the people and posterity. Say such a thing is bad for me and you fail utterly by concluding this inexorable marriage. Okay. Break it up, disroot it. Peradventure presently we'll plan a better fortune in its place. Be good to me, Ara. Scorn me less for saying the thing I should not. Well, I know I should not. I have kept, as others have, the iron rule of womanly reserve and lived in life till now. I wept a week before I came here, ending. She was pale. The last words, haughtily said, were tremulous. This palfrey pranced in harness, arched her neck, and only by the foam upon the bit you saw she champed against it. Then I rose. I love. Truth no cleaner than love. I comprehend a love so fiery, hot, it burns its natural bill of august shame, and stands sublimely in the nude, as chaste as Medicum Venus. But I know a love that burns through veils will burn through mask and shrivel out treachery. What? Love and lie? Nay. Go to the opera. Your love's curable. I love and lie? She said. I lie forsooth, and beat her taper foot upon the floor, and smiled against a shoe. You're hard, Lee, on burst in current phrases. Bowling greens of poets are treasured in the world's highways. Forgive me that I rashly blew the dust. Okay. Okay. Which dims our hedges even in your eyes, and vexed you so much. You find probably no evil in this marriage, rather good, of innocence, to pastoralize in song. You'll give the bond your signature, perhaps, beneath the lady's mark, indifferent, that Romney shows a wife could write her name and witnessing he loved her. Loved? I cried. Who tells you that he wants a wife to love? He gives a horse to use, not love, I think. There's work for wives as well, and after straw when men straw when men are liberal. For myself, you err, supposing power in me to break this match. I could not do it to save Romney's life, and would not to save mine. You take so it, she said. Farewell then. Write your books in peace, as far as may be for some sweet secret stir, now obvious to me, for most obviously an eoning heather I mistook the way. Whereat she touched my hand and bent her head, and floated from me like a silent cloud that leaves the sense of thunder. I drew breath, oppressed in my deliverance. After all, this woman breaks her social system up for love, so counted the love possible to such, and lilies are still lilies, pulled by smutty hands, though spotted from their white, and thus she is better happily of her kind than Romney Lee, who lives by diagrams and crosses out the spontaneities of all his individual personal life with formal universals, as if man were set upon a high stool at a desk to keep God's books for him and red and black and filled by millions. What if even God were chiefly God by living out himself to an individualism of the infinite, eternal, intense, profuse, still throwing up the golden spray of multitudinous worlds in measure to the proclived weight and rush of his inner nature, the spontaneous love, still proof and outflow of spontaneous life. Then live, Ara. 2 hours afterward, within St. Margaret's Court, I stood alone, clothed, billed, a sick child from an agony fit, whose wasted right hand gambled against his left, with an old brass button and a blot of sun, jeered weakly at me as I passed across the uneven pavement, while a woman roosed upon the angular cheekbones, kerchief torn, thin dangling locks, and flat lashiness mouth, cursed at a window both ways, in and out, by turns, some bedridden creatures and myself. Lie still there, mother, like you're the dead dog you'll be tomorrow. What? We pick our way. Fine, madame, with these damnable small feet. We cover up our face from doing good, as if it were our purse. What brings you here, my lady? Isn't it to find my gentleman who visits his tame pigeon in the eaves? Our cholera catch you with his cramps and spasms. Okay, okay. And tumble up your good clothes, bill and all, and turn your white and blue. I looked up. I think I could have walked through hell that day and never flinched. The dear Christ comfort you. I said, you must have been most miserable to be so cruel. And I emptied out my purse upon the stones, when, as I had cast the last charm in the cauldron, the whole court went boiling, bubbling up from all its doors and windows, with a hideous wail of laughs and roar of oaths and blows perhaps. I passed, too quickly for distinguishing, and pushed a little side door hanging on the hinge, and plunged into the dark, and groped, and climbed the long, steep, narrow stair twixt broken rail and mildewed wall that let the plaster drop to startle me in the blackness. Still, up, up, so high loved Romney's bride, I passed at last before a low door in the roof and knocked. There came an answer like a hurried dove. So soon? Can that be Mr. Lee? So soon? And as I entered, an infallible face met mine upon the threshold. Oh, not you, not you. The dropping of the voice implied, then, if not you, for me, not anyone. I looked her in the eyes and held her hands and said, I am his cousin, Romney Lee's, and here I'm come to see my cousin too. She touched me with her face and with her voice, this daughter of the people. Such soft flowers from such roots, the people under there can sin so, curse so, look so, smell so, bah, yet have such daughters. No wise beautiful was Miriam Earl. She was not white nor brown, but could look either, like a mist that changed according to being changed. Wait, according to being changed, according to being shown on more or less. The hair too ran its opulence of curls in doubt, twixt dark and bright, nor left you clear to name the color. Too much hair, perhaps. I'll name a thought here, for so small a head, which seemed to droop on that side and on this, as a full-blown rose, uneasy with its weight, though not a wind should trouble it. Again, the dimple in the cheek had better gone, with redder, fuller rounds, and somewhat large the mouth was, though the milky little teeth dissolved it to so impotent a smile. For soon it smiled at me. The eyes smiled too, but 'twas as if remembering they had wept, and knowing they should some day weep again. We talked. She told me all her story out, which I'll retell with fuller utterance, as collared and confirmed in after times by others and herself too. Miriam Earle was born upon the ledge of Malvern Hill to eastward in a hut built up at night to evade the landlord's eye of mud and turf, still liable, if once he looked that way, to being straight leveled, scattered by his foot like any other ant hill. Born, I say, God sent her to his world, commissioned right, her human testimonials fully signed, not sent, not okay, let's see, not scant and so complete in okay, in lineaments, but others had to swindle her a place to well in when she had come. Um, the to well in which she had come. Let me see. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me read that sentence over again. I'm sorry, you all. But others had to swindle her a place to well in which she had come. No place for her, by man's law, born an outlaw, was this babe. Her first cry in our strange and strangling air, when when cast in spasms out by the shuddering womb, was wrong against the social code, forced wrong. What business had the baby to cry there? I tell her story and grow passionate. She, Noreen, did not tell it so, but used meek words that made no wonder of herself for being so sad a creature. Mr. Lee considered truly that such things should change. They will in heaven, but meantime, on the earth, there's none can like a nettle as a pink, except himself. We're nettles, some of us, and give offense by the act of springing up. And and if we leave the damp side of the wall, the hose, of course, are on us, so she said. Her father earned his life by random jobs, despised by steadier workmen, keeping swine on commons, picking hops, or hurrying on the harvest at wet seasons, or at need, assisting the Welsh drovers when a drove of startled horses plunged into the mist below the mountain road and sowed the wind with wandering names. In between the gaps of such irregular work, he drank and slept and cursed his wife because of pence being out. She could not buy more drink, at which she turned the worm the worm and beat her baby in revenge for her own broken heart. There's not a crime but takes its proper change out, still in crime. If if once rung on the counter of this world, let sinners look to it. Okay, I'm gonna stop for there. It seems like more people are dropping out, and okay, I'm gonna mark this down, and I should read more next week. Okay, 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 okay. Now we're going to talk about poetic form. Okay. And this poetic form we're going to talk about today is called Chaucerian stanza. Okay, and Chaucerian stanza is a stanza form introduced by English poet uh, Geoffrey Chaucer. It is also known as rhyme royal. It contains 7 lines with a rhyme scheme of A B A B B C C and can be separated into a tercet and 2 couplets, or a quatrain and a tercet. The stanzas use iambic pentameter, same as 10 syllables each line. Some poets may still use the Chaucerian stanza, but it has long since passed its prime. Today, poets are more interested in using free verse or less complicated rhyme schemes in their work. Poets like Sir Thomas Wyatt, Geoffrey Chaucer, Robert Henryson, and Thomas Sackville use the Chaucerian stanza. And I don't find anywhere but what topic you can write about. So I guess it could be any topic. Okay. And the word today is called, word for today is amuse goal is spelled ANUSE hyphen mark GUEULE. And the word origin is French in the 1960s. It is a noun, and definition is a small savory item of food served as an appetizer before a meal. Example in a sentence: can mac and cheese bites really be served as an amuse goal for such a fancy banquet? Amuse goals, also known as amuse boaches, are related to. Okay, give me a minute to. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I get this word right. I had trouble with this word all my life. Okay, Gary always trying to help me with this word. Oh. I was listening to it pronounced on the googling it too. That word. Let me see. Um. Oh my God, I'm gonna mess up. Ords, dirds. I hope I said it right. Oh. Oh wow. Ords, dirds. Let me know if I said it right, because I know Gary always helped me, trying to help me say this word right. I always had trouble with that word. But they are slightly different from an appetizer. Both boche and goal mean mouth in French. So amuse goal and amuse bouche literally mean food that amuses your mouth. Traditionally, amuse goal is considered a gift from the kitchen, so it's not ordered from the menu or seen on the bill. It's usually a one bite treat, such as a deviled egg, a pastry, caviar, or another delicacy. And amuse gold is our word for today, and that is spelled ANUSE hyphen mark GUEULE. Okay, okay. Now, okay, okay. I'm going to read from the love poems of Elizabeth and Robert Browning. And first, I'm going to read Elizabeth Barrett Browning's poem called her sonnet called um, 37. Uh, 37. Sonnet 37. Okay. Okay. Pardon, oh pardon, that my soul should make of all that strong divineness which I know, for thine and thee an image only so, formed of the sand, and fit to shift and break. It is at distant years which did not take thy sovereignty, recoiling with a blow, hath forced my swimming brain to undergo their doubt and dread, and blindly to forsake thy purity of likeness and distort thy worthiest love to a worthless counterfeit, as if a shipwrecked pagan, safe in port, his guardian sea god to commemorate, should set a sculptured porpoise, gills a snort, and vibrant tail within the temple gate. The end. And that was Sonnet 37 by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Okay. And Robert Browning's poem, One Word More to his wife, Elizabeth Barrett Browning. And this is his last poem in this book. Um, okay, he wrote this book. It, I think his book is called 50 Men and Women, named the book, and he wrote that to his to Elizabeth, telling her, okay, before I read this, is he was telling his wife, look, this is my book to you. It's all about my love for you. So this was a love book. love poems to his wife, Elizabeth Barrett Browning. And he was saying, take me all, take me and my books, all of us. And this is what this is all about. One word more to EBB. Okay. There they are, my 50 men and women, naming me, the 50 poems finished. Take them, love, the book and me together, where the heart lies, let the brain lie also. Raphael made a century of sonnets, made and wrote them in a certain volume, dented with a silver pointed pencil, else he only used to draw Madonnas. These the world might view, but one, the volume. Who that one, you ask? Your heart instructs you. Did she live and love it all her lifetime? Did she drop, his lady of the sonnets, die and let it drop beside her pillow, where it lay in place of Raphael's glory? Raphael's cheek, so duteous and so loving. Cheek, the world was wont to hail a painter's. Raphael's cheek, her love had turned a poet's. You and I would rather read that volume, taken to his beating bosom by it, lean and listen bosom beats of Raphael, would we not? Then wonder at Madonna's, her San Cecil names, and her Foligno, her that visits Florence in a vision, her that's lived with lilies in the lure, seen by us and all the world in circle. You and I will never read that volume. Guido Rini, like his own eye's apple, guarded long the treasure book and loved it. Guido Rini, dying, all baloney, cried, and he would, then the world cried too. Ours a treasure. Suddenly, as rare things will, it vanished. Dante once prepared to paint an angel, whom to please. You whisper Beatrice, while he mused and traced it and retraced it. Peradventure with a pen corroded, still by drops of that hot ink he dipped for, when his left hand eyed the hair of the wicked. Back he held the brow and pricked the stigma, bit into the live's man's flesh for parchment, loused him, laughed to see the writing rankle, let the wrist go festering through Florence. Dante, who loved well because he hated wickedness that hindered loving. Dante standing, studying his angel, in there broke the folk of his inferno. Says he, certain people of importance, such he gave his daily dreadful line to, entered and would besiege, forsooth, the poet. Says a poet, then I stopped my painting. You and I would rather see that angel painted by the tenderness of Dante, would we not? Then read a fresh inferno. You and I will never see that picture. While he mused on love in Beatrice, while he softened over his outlined angel, and they broke, those people of importance. We and vice bear the loss forever. What of Raphael's sonnets, Dante's picture? This no artist lives and loves that longs not once, and only once, and for one only. All the price to find his love a language, fit and fair and simple and sufficient, using nature that's an art to others. Not this one time, art that's turned his nature. A, of all the artists living, loving, none but would forego his proper dowry. Does he paint? He fain would write a poem. Does he write? He fain would paint a picture, put to proof art alien to the artist. Once and only once, and for me, for one only. So to be the man and lead the artist, gain and joy. miss the artist's sorrow. Okay, we got a comment here. Okay, okay. Hello, MD in Jamo Og. Um, boy, Bouillon. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. And welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show. And it's an honor to have you here. Thank you so very much. Okay. Um, I'm reading from the love poems of Elizabeth and Robert Browning. Okay. Okay. Um, Wherefore heaven's gift takes earth's abatement. He who smites a rock and spreads a water, bidding drink and live a crowd beneath him. Even he the minute makes immortal, proves perchance, but mortal in the minute, desecrates, be like the deed and doing. While he smites, how can he but remember? So be smote before in such a peril, when they stood and mocked. Shall smiting help us? When they drank and sneered, a stroke is easy, when they wiped their mouths and went their journey, throwing him for thanks. But draught was pleasant. Thus old memories near the actual triumph, thus doing savors of this relish. Thus achievement lacks a gracious somewhat, over a portion brows becloud the mandate. Carelessness or consciousness, the jester, for he bears an ancient wrong about him, sees and knows again those phalanx faces, hears yet one time more the custom prelude. How shouldst thou of all men smite and save us? Guesses what is like to prove the sequel. Egypt's flesh pots, nay, the draught was better. Oh, the crowd must have emphatic warrant. Theirs, the Sinai foreheads, cloven brilliance, right arms and broad sweep, tongues imperial fiat. Never dares a man put off the prophet. Did he love one face from out the thousands? Were she Jethro's daughter, white and wifely? Were she but the Ethiopian bondslave? He would envy you, dumb, patient camel, keeping a reserve of scanty water, meant to save his own life in the desert, ready in the desert to deliver, kneeling down to let his breast be opened, hoard and life together for his mistress. I shall never in the years remaining paint you pictures, no, nor carve you statues, make you music that should all express me. So it seems I stand on my attainment. This a birth alone, one life allows me. Birth and nothing else have I to give you. Other heights and other lives, God willing. All the gifts from all the heights, your own love. Okay. Yet a semblance of resource avails us. Shade so finely touched. Love sense must seize it. Take these lines, look lovingly and nearly. Lines I write the first time and the last time. He who works in fresco steals a hairbrush, curves a liberal hand, subservient proudly, crams his spirit, crowds is all in little, make a strange art of an art familiar, fills his lady's missile march with flowerets. He who blows through bronze may breathe through silver, fitly, fitly serenade a slumberous princess. He who writes may write for once as I do. Love, you saw me gather men and women, live or dead or fashioned by my fancy. Enter each and all, and use their service. Speak from every mouth the speech, a poem. Hardly shall I tell my joys and sorrows. hopes and fears, belief and disbelieving. I am mine and yours, the rest be all men's. Cartius, Cleon, Norbert, and the 50. Let me speak this once in my true person, not as Lippo, Roland, or Andrea, though the fruit of speech be just a sentence. Pray you, look on these, my men and women, take and keep my 50 poems finished. Where my heart lies, let my brain lie also. Pour the speech, be how I speak, for all things, not that, but that you know me, lo, the moon's self. Here in London, yonder late in Florence, still we find her face, the thrice transfigured, curving on a sky imbrued with color, drifted over Fiesole by twilight. Came she, our new crescent of a hair's breadth, full she flared it, lamping Saniniato, rounder twixt the cypresses and rounder, perfect till the nightingales approached. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Now a okay. Now a piece of her old self impoverished, hard to greet, she traverses the house roofs, hurries with unhandsome thrift of silver, goes dispiritedly, glad to finish. What? There's nothing in the moon noteworthy? Nay, for if that moon could love a mortal, youth to charm him, so to fit a fancy, all her magic, 'tis the old sweet mythos, she would turn a new side to her mortal, side unseen of herdsman, huntsman, steersman, blank to Zoroaster on his terrace, blind to Gallio on his chariot, dumb to Homer, dumb to Keats, him even. Think the wonder of the moonstruck mortal when she turns around, one comes again in heaven, opens out anew for worse or better, proves she like some portent of an iceberg, swimming full upon the ship it founders, hungry with huge teeth of splendid crystals, proves she as a paid work of a sapphire seen by Moses when he climbed the mountain. Moses, Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu climbed and saw the very God, the highest, stand upon the pable work of a sapphire, like the bodied heaven in his clearness, shone the stone, the sapphire of that paid work. When they ate and drank and saw God also, what were seen, none knows, none ever shall know. Only this is sure, the sight were other, not the moon's same side, born late in Florence, dying now impoverished here in London. God be thanked, the meanest of his creatures, both two soul sides, one to face the world with, one to show a woman when he loves her. This I say of me, but think of you, love. This to you, yourself, my moon of poets. Ah, but that's the world's side. There's a wonder. Thus they see you, praise you, think they know you. There in turn I stand with them and praise you. Out of my own self I dare to praise it. But the best is when I glide from out them, cross a step or two of dubious twilight, come out on the other side, the novel silent silver lights, and dark on Greenville, where I hush and bless myself with silence. Oh, there Raphael of the dread Madonnas, oh, there Dante of the dread Inferno, wrote one song, and in my brain I sing it, drew one angel, born, see, on my heaven. The end. And that was Robert Browning's poem. um, called One Word More to EBB, and that was to his wife, Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Okay. Okay. Okay, we still got, okay, today at 8 o'clock, I'll be going to another show. It'll be called, Plots. My mind's going blank. I guess I should get more down. Um, uh, Plots Creatives Magazine Father's Day Special at 8 o'clock. I hope y'all can be there too. Okay, and okay, we're gonna have the the potpourri. If anybody wants to come on and read their poetry, they can. And if you want to, um, the link is on in the in the description. Okay, and I will mark it down so you see. Okay, um, okay. First, I'll put it in here in YouTube. Okay. Okay. Come XBEUX. B. Say. Okay. Okay. I put on the screen there, and y'all can see it. And okay, and just type it in your address bar, and it'll take you right in the studio if you want to read your poetry. Okay. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting, okay, okay, I'm going to tell you some announcements. Okay, tonight at 8 o'clock. First of all, I'm going to tell you again. I'm just going to be the Plots Creatives Magazine Father's Day Special. Okay, you can come and read your poetry on Father's Day, and then we got another announcement from Bill Peters Senior. His anthology called Armchair Poetry, poetry to sit and get comfortable with while you read. The Flowers and Butterflies edition by Poets of the World. Submission guidelines is one poem, bio of 50 words or less, and picture of the poet. This offering must be poetry about warm and beautiful things such as love, children, flowers, and butterflies. You submit it to Inner Child Press Anthologies at gmail.com. Is INNERCH. C as in clothes, because I know sometimes my C don't sound like a S, so I apologize. It's something I can't help. Okay. INNERCHILDPRESSANPHOLOGIES at gmail.com. And the closing date is July the 1st, 2023. And please submit in English. You may submit in other languages, but must include an English translation and transliteration if the language is not written in Roman letters, Latin script. Bio of 50 words or less written in the third person, such as She is published in 5 anthologies, rather than I am published in 5 anthologies. If you are submitting a translated poem, you may also send a bio and picture for the translation for the translator. And all submissions must be an attachment as a Word document plus picture. No information included in email body will be accepted. Okay, and that was Bill Peters, senior, um, announced for his announcement. Okay. Oh wait. Okay, right there. And the other announcements are okay. Um, Honey Parker has a show called Poetic Expressions on Outworld Fleet radio station every Sunday and Wednesday night from 11 p.m. and midnight. And it's also on other days too, but I'm not really sure. I know they are, but I'm not don't know the times for. I had to go check it out. And Craig Kirkland, he has the YouTube channel called Great Amazia, and he has his past shows called the TDP Show with Amazia the Great. He also has his film he directed in on there too. He has also a, a, his citing reading his poetry on there. You can check it out. And he has a book called Don't Cry, and he's on a tour right now on the East Coast of the United States. So check him out, and he'll be uh, recording him on there, so you can check it out on YouTube. Okay, okay, and on another YouTube channel called Reggae Nostalgia, REGGANOSTALGIA. Franco Flavius and Naxwinet and Francine has a show called the Real Stuff Podcast, the Poetry Corner, on Friday, 11 a.m. to noontime every Friday. You can check them out. And there's other things besides that too on there. Okay. And Naxwinet also has a podcast. Has a podcast for the Creators Magazine. You can check that out too. And okay. And Gina Storm, Brother O, Enigmatic, and Nina Purple has a show called Voices Behind the Pens every Monday night at 9 p.m. On talkshoe.com front slash show front slash poet dash radio dash station. And Nyla Alicia has a show called Speakeasy Cafe every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Block Talk Radio every Thursday night. So if you want to call in, you can call in and read your poetry. Okay. And if anybody wants to read your poetry, you can come on and read your poetry on here. And I have the link up there on the screen on StreamYard.com /59EUXBJQ. And I have my own announcement too. Have a chat with poet Noreen this month on the 26th or 27th is going to be Never Give Up. He's going to be on my show, be my guest. And next month will be Bob McNeil. And then in August it will be Sandra Corona. But it's not going to be live. She don't want it live. It's going to be recorded, so you get to see that too. And okay, if you want to be on my show and be my guest on Have a Chat with Poet Noreen, you can come and tell me and get with me. Okay, and then also on the Poetry Club, we also having now we got over 20,000 members, and thank you all very 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 much. And I want to thank you all. If it wasn't for you all, we would never have the club. So thank you all. And the Poetry Club is for you all to who love poetry. Share your poetry. It doesn't matter if you're experienced or just learning or you're at advanced level, it don't matter where you're at in the poetry world. Come and join. You that's what and learn. You can write whatever you want, put up there, and it's for beginners and for intermediate, for the advanced, and it doesn't matter where you're at. Should come on in there. And I encourage everyone not to give up. So keep writing, and write the way you want to write. Okay. And I encourage freedom of speech. And another thing I noticed too, I noticed there are a lot of people writing about suicide. When does it okay, I need your opinion on that. When does it I know we have the right to freedom of speech, and I encourage all of that. But how do you know when somebody is just writing a poem, just putting their feelings out, or they really are going to do it? How do you tell? And is it because I notice I gotta have it when to say no, don't I should express my feelings, but I want to know, how do you tell if someone is really serious about doing it, or they should letting their feelings out, should bending it out how they really feel, and don't plan on doing it. If y'all know what I mean, I'd like your opinions on that. Okay, because I want to make sure you know I don't mess up when I give you all comments and all that. I will make sure. Okay, and thank you all because everybody's doing so good, and I'm so happy to see even the people who never wrote, who's just starting out to write in poetry, and I encourage you to keep on writing, and I love it, and and it's really fun, and I know I don't get to read. Okay, um, okay, okay, so long. Um, so Lonjo said, um, okay, I would love to read one. Okay, okay, you can come on there, Solonjo. Okay, I would like to read one. Okay, I already said that. Then she said, okay, that's a great topic. Okay, you're welcome. Come on, Solangel. Okay, you can come on to the studio and um. Okay, you see the link. Okay, okay, okay. Anybody else has any announcements? Oh, how do I do that? Okay, go right here. Um, okay, I'll type it in because you're on YouTube. Let me okay, you don't need to download anything. Okay, I'm gonna put it up there again. Okay, um, mm, mm, mm. Okay, 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 it's right there. Angel. Um, you either can copy and paste the link, or to click on it. I don't know how it shows up on YouTube. I'm not on YouTube right now, but you can click on it and or copy and paste it. It'll take you right in the studio with me. Okay. Okay. Um, no downloading needed. That's why I like StreamYard, because there's no downloading. You should click on the link. It'll take you right in the studio. Okay. Okay. Because I'll wait for you, Soul Angel. Because anybody else who wants to read your poetry, I'll be willing to wait, however long it takes. It's okay because I have a lot of patience. Okay. Um. Okay. Hello, Star. Okay. Okay. Hello, Star. Welcome to the Poetry Club, um, Saturday night show. Okay. And Soul Angel said, "I always have a hard time." Okay. Okay. It's okay, Soul Angel. Um, you should. Do you know how to copy and paste? Um. Okay. Should should copy and paste it, but I don't know. Okay. Let me write it in here too. See. Okay. Okay. Um, okay. 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 I put it down there. Okay. Okay. Um. And Star said, "How are you?" I'm doing good. How you doing, Star? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, I just see something here. Okay. Um, Let me see if I can edit it. Okay, I'm gonna delete that. And I messed up. Okay. Yes. Mm, okay. Um. E U E J Q. Okay. Okay. I got it right on there this time. Soul Angel. Um. Uh. Okay. Can anybody help her with it on Facebook? She's on the Poetry Club chat there. Okay. Okay. And Soul Angel said So Angel says, "Sorry, I'm going to have to learn how to get to the screen first because I'm having problems and I don't want to keep you waiting." You don't owe me apology, Soul Angel. Because I remember how I couldn't even. I remember how my first time ever be on the computer and I was scared to death. I remember I couldn't even use a mouse. So it's okay. Um, it's okay, and I can wait. If you want me to wait, I will wait. No problem. Okay, you're not holding. You're not keeping me waiting. Okay, and because I remember when I first got on the computer, I couldn't even, you know, I couldn't even get on the I didn't know how to get on and off. I was scared to death. But I finally got the nerve to do it, and Jerry one who showed me how to do it, get on and off, and so it was a struggle. I know how. I remember that. Okay, okay. And so if you want me to wait, I'll be willing to wait, Soul Angel. Okay. And the other show's not till 8 o'clock, and I got a ways to go yet before 8 o'clock. Okay. And okay. You're very welcome, Soul Angel. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Uh-oh, no ice. Okay. Okay. Um, while we're waiting, 8 o'clock tonight. If anybody wants to, okay, it's going to be on here too. If you all want to, be at the Plots Creators Magazine Father's Day special is going to be on here too, and the link will be on the Poetry Club, and the link to that it'll be a different link for that. It'll be on the Poetry Club, and it'll be on my channel too on Facebook, and it'll also be on YouTube on my YouTube station. I mean my YouTube channel, so y'all can come at 8 o'clock. Y'all can listen or join us, and I'm there. Okay, and okay, okay, um, um, okay. And Soul Angel said, um, let me see. It's okay, Noreen. I'll get it, but don't wait for me today. I'll work on it for next time. Okay, Soul Angel. Okay, 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 and okay, Soul Angel. We hope to see you next Saturday. Oh yes, I have another announcement too. On the Poetry Club, I have there's an announcement I have on there where that for over 10,000 members. Well, if you put your you can't click on it like or clicking the heart. You have to make a comment. If you make a comment, you'll be entered into the drawing for my learn to my Live Your Dreams calendar that I created myself, and I binded it and everything myself. So if you want to be in the drawing, make sure you leave a comment. Oh, another announcement too. Okay, while I'm thinking that, okay, okay, we're gonna okay, we got over way over 20,000. We got way over 20,000 members now, and I'm having a hard time getting all writing everybody's names down to be in the drawing for the book, the monthly drawing, the raffle drawing, and I'm having a hard time. So I'm thinking we have to do it differently. Cause see, this is what I have right here. But I've been trying to put everybody's name down, but I just can't. It's very hard because there's too many of them, and I had to, So I got to think of another way. How about okay for July? How about where if you want to be in the drawing for the books, I will make a post. I'll do that tomorrow because I don't have time today. If I have time to, well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll have more time. Okay, I'll put a post in there, make a post, and pin it. So whenever you can either click on it, you click on the like button or the heart button or make a comment, you will automatically be in the drawing. That way, it'll be easier on me, and I can write it down because there's over 20, probably over 24,000 members now, and it's very very hard because I do it all myself, and I feel bad because it's really hard, and I want to make sure this way anybody who wants to be in the drawing, you can be in the drawing. And in our last drawing, well, she hasn't claimed it yet, so if she don't claim it, the book go back up there for in July. And that book is by William S. Peters Sr. and it's called the Confucius, something like that. So it might be back up in July if she don't claim it. So okay, and starting that in July, and I know it's been 2 weeks. I've been doing that where you have to claim it. Well, I noticed some people want to be, I remember somebody made a comment where, well, they're not on it all the time on Facebook. So now I got to go back, and I'm thinking of doing it differently. Maybe give you 2 months to claim it because now I realize some people have to work and they can't always be on there. I understand that they're busy. Okay, so now starting in July is going to be 2 months. I will be putting that on the posting. 2 months, and you will have to either click. I'll be putting a post on there. Make sure you click on like, the heart, whatever. Click on the heart, or you can or was it okay? Or you can make a comment. Either way, you will be in the drawing every month. You only have to do it one time, and I'll make sure your name is in the drawing. And this will be easier on me, and I don't have to worry myself. Am I getting I'm not getting everybody's name on there. This will be easier on me. So, what do y'all think? Is that a great idea? This way be easier because for the other one, for the 10,000 for the calendar, and it seems like a lot of people are responding. So I thought maybe I should. Okay. Oh, okay. And so Angel said, that's a great idea. Okay, thank you. Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, and Star said, good idea. Her name is Renee Cryer, but I call her Star. I call her Star because that's when I known her by her. That's her poetry name. Oh, another thing, if any of y'all wants to be in a I have a Tupperware. I'm a Tupperware consultant. If you want to buy Tupperware, you can buy it from me. You can join my group on Tupperware on Facebook, and you'll see the link where you can go and order Tupperware from me. Okay. Well, since star portraits. Okay. Okay. um, Star says star portraits. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Star. Okay. Okay. And if y'all want to come to the one at 8 o'clock, it'll be in what time is it? It's 6, almost 7 o'clock. Be about another hour. Another hour. Then the other show will be on. Okay, and I'll be there. I'll be one of the hosts there. And Elizabeth, not Barrett Brownham. Sorry, you all. Excuse me. Elizabeth Castillo and Ahib and I'm not sure next when it's going to be on as a host or not, and I will. Okay, and think okay. I'm gonna close this out since so Angel said she's gonna try it next Saturday. Okay, and okay, and and thank you all for coming. And if it wasn't for you all, um, there wouldn't be I wouldn't be no show, wouldn't be no poetry club. So thank you all very much for being here. And next week I will and next Saturday is the 24th. And like I said, that one for the calendar, the drawing for the calendar, it ends on the 19th. But I'm gonna do the drawing on the 24th. And that's next Saturday. So be here next Saturday and you'll see who and I will do the drawing. So and on the 19th it will end on midnight on my time standard ES at midnight. Okay. Mhm. Okay. And Star said, Sorry I was late and non-responsive." Star, don't owe me an apology. It's okay. I know everybody has their life, so it's okay. And it's okay. You don't owe me an apology. Okay. And I'm so glad you're here. So thank you, Star. Okay. And so next Saturday it'll be a drawing for the one time only. That's because I made over 10,000 because we had over 10,000 members now, and so it's a drawing for the calendar, but that is not the regular one. Okay, and Star said um hugs. Okay, thank you, Star. Hugs right back to you. Okay, okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna close out now. And thank you all for being here. And I wish you all have a good evening, good night, good weekend, and a good week. And I hope y'all can come tonight, 8 o'clock in 1 hour. We'll have another show. It'll be on YouTube too, on the same YouTube. It'll be on the Poetry Club. It'll be on my page. Um, I'm not sure it's going to be on the Creators Magazine page or not. I'm not sure. So I'll see y'all later. And I love y'all and God loves you and God bless you all. And okay. And remember, live your dreams. You're never too young or too old to live your dreams. Okay. Thank you all for being here. And thank you all. Okay. And you have been listening to the the Poetry Club Saturday night show here on Saturday, June the 17th, 2023. Noreen, I am Noreen Snyder. Thank you all, and God bless you all. And okay. And Star said, "Love you too." Okay, thank you, Star. Okay. And Soul Angel said, um, "God bless, Amen." Okay, thank you, Soul Angel. Okay. Good night, you all.